The whole Kodiak trip or idea of a trip started almost 40 years ago. I talked many times with David, my father-in-law, about trips that he took, going down in November, hunting off of a boat, and was always fascinated with the deer and fascinated with the idea of hunting on Kodiak Island.
It's our first afternoon in Kodiak. Adventurous is out there. Took the skiff into shore. Took off down there. Hiked up to this vantage point. Absolutely beautiful country. Only here a couple minutes, and we found our first blacktails. Just a couple of does. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Day one, we've seen quite a few deer, a whole bunch of 2 points, quite a few does. We just barely seen a shooter buck, and the wind's right in our face. So we're gonna make a quick play. Hopefully it'll work out. Dad's up. Bucks should be right over the ridge. We're gonna peek over. If they're within archery range, I'm gonna try and shoot them. If not, Dad's up. We got the rifle, so they should be just over the hill. Fingers crossed. It's a nice buck.
Broadside, perfectly broadside. That one hit him. Hit him again. Bottom.
Sitka blacktail, Dad. Woo! Baby! Woo! Wow! Oh yeah! That is awesome, Dad. Sweet. Yeah! Headed out. Pick us up down there at the beach. Got him. Day number 2 in Kodiak. It's about 11 o'clock. I just put a buck down. It happened fast. We've been hiking for a couple hours. We haven't seen a whole lot this morning. And looked up through the alders. It's a lot thicker over here than it was where we were hunting yesterday. And I can just see the distinct white throat patch of a buck. And it looks like a good one. He's got at least 3 on one side. And Sitka blacktail number 1 down. Awesome. What a beautiful place. Right up there, 180 yards.
really nice deer. He's heavy, heavy, big eye guards. We haven't found him yet, but I'm right where I shot. Look. Hopefully he's right here close. Holy crap. He went probably, maybe 75 yards. Just enough to make you start questioning, but come look at this deer. Oh, look at that blacktail.
Shortly after we recovered my second buck, and just as we were beginning to start taking pictures, I happened to look across the hillside from us and realized there was a big brown bear about 300 yards away.
I got back on the radio, called Travis, said, hey, we got a bear close. He gave me some instructions about making noise and appearing big and all those kind of things. I looked around and realized my rifle was down the hill about 75 yards from us. I hustled down, grabbed that rifle, grabbed some extra shells, and Colton and I were basically on a defensible position. We were slightly above where my pack was and his pack was and the deer was, and it was kind of in the open. By the time I got back up, the bear was moving our way. It had dropped off the ridge, was out of sight. We talked. Colton said, you know, hey, it was moving this way. It wasn't 2 minutes later and we could hear it coming up through the alder brush as it was coming up the ridge toward us, snapping, popping.
As that bear popped out of the alders a couple hundred yards away from us, we started screaming and yelling even more frantically.
We started to shout, raise our arms, wave, do any number of things in an effort to get the bear's attention. That seemed to be basically an invitation to come toward us. The bear looked in our direction, turned and took off running, coming across the side hill. And the whole time it was coming across the side hill, it was chomping its teeth.
You want to talk about an adrenaline rush, and it was a very surreal moment. And I just remember everything kind of going in slow motion and very vividly thinking, is this really happening? This is what you read about in books and see in movies, but you never really plan on experiencing. Well, it was happening. This bear was coming, and he was coming fast.
It ran up to where we had come off the hill, stopped, and I didn't realize it at the time, but it actually bent down and sniffed my pack, which had a deer in it and wasn't far from the second whole deer.
Fortunately for us, after sniffing my dad's pack, the bear decided to turn and start going the opposite direction.
Needless to say, I looked at Colton. He was a little excited, a little uptight. I was a little excited, a little uptight. And he had his .45 in his hand, and he looked at me and said, what did I think I was going to do with this? And we both kind of laughed. But
I was able to get a short video clip as he was going up the hill away from us. It was an experience that we'll never forget, and I'm glad that it ended the way that it did.
After our close encounter with the bear, we took one quick picture, courted the buck as quickly as we could, and got the hell off that mountain. We were both a little extra grateful that evening when we got picked up on the skiff and arrived on the Ventura safe and sound. This truly was a day neither my dad or I will ever forget. With several bucks down and everyone ready for a little break, we decided as a group that we would fish as opposed to hunt today. It was a great day and we caught more rockfish than we could count, a bunch of ling cod, and Dad even caught a bonus king salmon.
Day 4 started out beautiful, but the weather quickly took a turn for a worse with high winds and rain. Couple that with more bear sightings than deer, and everyone called it a day by early afternoon.
Day 5. It's about 15, and we finally just found a good shooter buck. He's bedded down here in this valley below us. We just watched him bed down. We're gonna make a loop. It's gonna be a close shot if we get on him, so I probably won't be able to get the kill shot, but I think we'll be able to get on him.
Our 6th and last day of hunting was a great day with lots of deer seen but no shooters. With just a few hours to hunt before we needed to be headed back to the town of Kodiak, we took a few pictures of the ducks we had shot the last evening and enjoyed our last day on this incredible island.
Kodiak trip this past November was one we'd really look forward to for a long time. It was a challenging hunt. It was very satisfying in the end to be able to get the quality bucks that we did and to do it with a backpack on your back and knowing that it was you and in this case your son or my son and the two of you going up and finding the animals, getting them and getting them out. So it was a great adventure. We had wonderful weather, had a great time fishing, and all in all, it was an awesome trip.
As this trip came to a close, I sure had a lot to be grateful for. Grateful for the memories made and the time that I was able to spend with my dad on the mountain. Grateful for the bucks that we were fortunate enough to be able to harvest, and grateful that we made it out in one piece. Although this was my first trip to Kodiak Island, I surely don't think it'll be my last.